23-yard line. First and 10, Watson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Second down now after the pass completion. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Watson trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Again, it's Pumphrey. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run here with Pumphrey. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here, because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Come on, let's go!
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. And take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and the Eagles have taken the early lead.
Brandon, this is the Super Bowl. A touchdown scored in any game is big. In this one, it's massive.
Sturgis out now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
On the dive, here's the fullback Prosh. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man. You can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And his throw here's incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now a first down throw, Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
To the air yet again, Watson. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. That's a matchup maybe they go back to their outer third of the field as this game continues.
Yeah, I think back to my high school coach, John Ford, he used to say when we got big plays early in a game or good plays, he'd always say, foul it away, lad, foul it away, because he'd want to come back to it later in a key situation. It may come back to this one a little more often than that.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Derek Barnett in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is, and the running back dropped it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. 3rd and long, it's Watson. Looking for strong, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? So after the INT, here's Wentz. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be third down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Third down now following the completed pass. They'll run it down with Pumphrey. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They go play action here on first down. Flush to his right. And some space here. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up third down.
And it doesn't matter who we talk to. It doesn't matter what week in the season. At some point when we talk to the head coach or the offense coordinator or the quarterback, what are they going to talk about? Decision-making.
Yeah.
Making good decisions. That throw there certainly was not one of them.
On the run, it's Pumphrey. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
How about the defense not hanging their heads from the previous play where they were beat for a big run, came back on the very next down, and made a play defensively that was to their credit.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Quick handoff to Vitale. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. They run with Pumphrey. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Now the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now Watson on 3rd down. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fielded at the 20. Whoosh.
Back there to receive punts. That's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. It's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Gun, Watson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Watson off play action. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Next round.
In motion is Strong. On first down, Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. On first down, it's Watson. Flushed out right. he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So the D gets the sack on first, and now it brings up second down. So a collective holding a breath here as the starter heads for the sideline. And they'll turn things over here to the backup to see if he can dig him out of this hole. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Texans on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Out of the gun, Savage. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Texans send the punter out. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
15 yards through the air and a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll run again with Pumphrey. And he will force his way forward for a yard or 2, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Zach Cunningham coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Wentz going to throw. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And now the The Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Brandon Graham in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. Here's Savage now on 2nd. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Derek Barnett in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Green, 39. Gone.
3rd and long. It's Savage. He goes underneath to Abdullah. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. He's still on his feet. He had 1 man to beat. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. And a great spot to start this drive from here. On 1st down, Wentz. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film. Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So we've reached halftime here in Super Bowl 55. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the 2nd half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
Here we go now.
Savage on first. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Flush to his right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
On first down, it's Savage. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Derek Barnett in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight.
All right, now look at 56. Here we go, 56. Blue 90. Blue 90.
To throw on 2nd down is Savage. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
All right, here we go. Detroit.
They'll fake the handoff with Savage. Looking deep downfield. And got his man complete. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them. Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On 2nd down, here's Savage. Going deep for Hopkins. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. Throwing on 3rd down, it's Savage. It's complete. Abdullah. And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And what?
That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Texans cut into that lead. And he's able to put it through. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Now this time, Wentz will throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Zach Cunningham in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
He looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And here comes the Texans now. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
To throw on 2nd down. Savage. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. And he motions the wide receiver. From the gun on 3rd, Savage. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. The Texans send the punter out. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Handoff to start out the drive. It's Pumphrey. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
On second down, here's Wentz. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. The Eagles send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Looking to throw on second down. Savage throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hopkins. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Here we go. 3-19.
Savage from a shotgun snap. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Back now here on EA Sports. The Texans on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 3. They run again with Foreman. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to. About going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule.
And look at this, it's a fake. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? I mean, you're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
They'll start by running the option to the right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Ten yards still left on second down. Another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it fourth down. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And not great starting field position here for the offense. The drive starts with Foreman on the ground. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. From his goal line here. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Green 39! Green 39!
Throwing on third and long. Savage, quick hitch, complete. It's Fuller, and he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. And they'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down. The Texans send the punter out. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Now Wentz. And he fires one, but incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
I think that should have been chalked up as a winning play for the defense, and they somehow beat it, didn't they? Right-handed quarterback flush to his left, yet he finds his tight end on the left side of the field. That's a tough throw. What a great completion.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to have a third down. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the fourth with the football. From the gun on third down, Savage. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Time for a break. We're back to perhaps crown a champion after this. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And now the offense operates in the red zone. They'll try and sneak it here. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Hey, give them credit. That's a good, solid game there on the sneak because it all comes together. Enough space, get forward, gain yardage. Well done.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll go to the keeper. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. It's their quarterback. His second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Texans can take the lead with an extra point. And it is good, and his guys have taken the lead in the fourth quarter of this Super Bowl. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. So the D-line's going to spread out. Back to throw. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
He's back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make this a second down. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Ertz over the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. The Eagles on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now Wentz signaling frantically, let's get to the line. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that may write a finish to this Super Bowl. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.